love you. I 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 don't have no walls up today. Say, I just love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. That's the time for me to tell you I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you, Jesus. Our scripture comes from 1 Corinthians chapter number 13. 1 Corinthians chapter number 13. I know all of you know it. All of you know it. I'm sure. But I make it a point that you read it often. You read it often. Look at your neighbor and say, read it often. Say, read it often. Say, the more you read it, the more you remind yourself of what agape love is all about. Amen. Hallelujah, Jesus. 1 Corinthians chapter number 13. It deals with some issues in us because we have these things that we do. And some of those things that we do, that we preach, we prophesy, we speak in tongues, and we do works, we do gifts, we have gifts and we operate in them. But when the word comes, it provokes us to get outside of our gifts. Look at your neighbor and say, come outside of your gifts. Paul got a mystery. He got a mystery. I know that we say the mysteries were over in the book of Ephesians, but I found out there were some mysteries over in the book of 1 Corinthians. And he got a mystery that he presented unto the church. He said to the church at Corinth, he said, if I can speak in the tongues of men and even of angels, but have not love, I'm speaking in another tongue, but I don't have no love. Look at your neighbor and say, I can speak in tongues. Some of y'all can't speak in tongues, but for those of you who can speak in tongues, some of y'all speak in tongues and it ain't no heavenly tongue. Some of y'all speak in a 4-letter tongue, but I ain't gonna go there. Oh, it's another tongue. Oh, don't mess with me this morning, because you know when you get up out of this place, your tongue changes. Some of your tongues, it becomes the 4-letter tongues. And some of us, we know if we ever get provoked on our jobs, our tongues will change. Nobody in here, just the folk you work with. He says, but have not love. That reasoning, intentional, spiritual devotion, such as is inspired by God's love for and in us, I am only a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. Amen. And if I have prophetic powers, the gift of interpreting the divine will and purpose, and understand all the secret truths and mysteries that possess all knowledge, and if I have sufficient faith so that I can remove mountains, but have not love, God's love in me, I am nothing, a useless nobody. Even if I dole out all that I have to the poor in providing food, and if I surrender my body to be burned, or in order that I may glory, but have not love, God's love in me, I gain nothing. Love endures long. Look at somebody, say long. Long. Love endures long. Oh, we say we love folk, but we can't put up with them this long. Love endures long. If they fall, get back up. Come on, help you up. If they mess up, keep on loving them. I told somebody my pamper was nasty for a long time. I was like, baby. It needed changing and nobody would change it. And I walked around with a stinky diaper on for years. I don't know about you, but I know your diaper was a little stinky too. But somebody kept loving me through the stinky until I got enough sense to take the stinky off. Oh, nobody here. Love endures long, and is patient and kind. Love never is envious nor boils over with jealousy, is not boastful or vainglorious, does not display itself haughtily. It is not conceited. Look at your neighbor and say, it is not conceited. What do you mean conceited, Pastor? It's not full of arrogance and pride. Inflated with pride. Pride goes before a fall, so the word says. It is not rude. Look at your neighbor and keep smiling. Say, it's not rude. It's not rude. You know church folk get rude real fast when you take their seat. Church folk get rude real fast. Oh, it's amazing to me how we step out of love and step back over in the flesh. Get up out of that. Does not act unbecomingly. Love, God's love in us does not insist on its own rights or its own way. Its own rights or its own way, for it is not self-seeking. It is not touchy or fretful or resentful. It takes no account. It keeps no record of the evil done to it. It pays no attention to a suffered wrong. I know some of y'all still mad with folk from the family reunion 20 years ago, and you don't even remember what you're mad about. It probably was the potato salad and it wasn't all that good. It's amazing to me that folk get mad and forget what they're mad about. And then some folk get mad and they make a list of what they're mad about, and every time they see you, they pull out their piece of paper and they pull up why they were mad with you. You remember back in 1906 when we were sitting on the corner, and while we were talking, you hurt my feelings, and you still hurt over a feeling. That's an offense down on the inside, and your prayers are going to be hindered. Pays no attention, and it takes no account of a suffered wrong. It does not rejoice at injustice and unrighteousness, but rejoices when right and truth prevail. It rejoices when right and truth prevails. Love bears up under anything and everything that comes. It bears up under anything and everything that comes. I know we like to say, I can't take it. I can't take no more. How much more have you bore up under? If you hadn't carried the weight of the cross in your life, that means that you still got some more to bear up under. Is ever ready to believe the best of every person. Yes. Its hopes are faithless under all circumstances, and it endures everything without weakening. Love never fails. Love never fails. Love never fails. See, when you begin to work love, you find out it really don't fail. It never fades out or becomes obsolete or comes to an end. As for prophecy, the gift of interpreting the divine will and purpose, it will be fulfilled and it will pass away. As for tongues, they will be destroyed and cease. And as for knowledge, it will pass away. It will lose its value and be superseded by truth. Yes. Oh, the end of the text in verse number 13 says, and so faith, hope, love, abide. Faith, conviction, and belief, respecting man's relationship to God and divine things. Hope, joyful and confident expectation of eternal salvation. Love, true affection for God and man. True affection for God and man. I love the Lord, but I can't stand you. True affection for God and man. True affection for God and man. True affection for God and man. Let me work that one. True affection for God and man. I can't love God whom I never see and hate you who I see every day. True affection for God and man. Growing out of God's love for and in us. These three. But the greatest of these is love. The greatest of these is love. Look at your neighbor and say, the greatest of these is love. You may be seated. The theme is walking in the spirit of love with your neighbor. The season we share during the month of February is explosive. It's explosive with advertisements and commercialism about love. It's amazing the world knows when to jump on the bandwagon about love. Those who have someone dear in their lives, as well as those who want someone to know they are a prospect, do not miss the opportunity to say or show or an expression of an eros sentiment. It's amazing that we get eros sentiments all the time. That's right. Y'all looking at me like you're funny. Looking at me like you don't understand what I'm talking about. There are three kinds of love. There's an eros love, which is a sensual, sexual love. A love of affection. Then there's a philios love, which is a brotherly kind love. And then there's an agape love, that kind of love that says I've got the love of God operating on the inside of me. And we know that there are times when I become a prospect in someone's life that they show an eros type love toward me. And we know most of the time it is based upon emotions and feelings. Children, they exchange Valentines. Adults, they send cards and flowers. Lovers, they go to dinner and they make new commitments. Texts are sent as well as SMS messages. And many, many more expressions or feelings as well as emotions are put on display. It's amazing how February is the month that most of the time we remember that we're to walk in love.
Amen.
In the natural, we seem to find occasions and seasons to say or show how much we love someone.
Amen.
Then the other side of the coin is we are selective to whom we love.
All right.
Very selective. I love you, but I like you.
All right.
I like you, but the Bible never tells me to like anyone. It says to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, thy mind, and thy soul, and to love thy neighbor as thyself. And Jesus said, just in case you don't love yourself and don't know how to express that kind of love, he said, a new commandment I give unto you. He said, love them like I have loved you. Follow my example. The theme, which is walking in the spirit of love with your neighbor, it first deals with the word walking. I know commonly we would say it means to move along on foot, to go on foot for exercise or for pleasure. However, there is another definition. And it means to pursue a course of action or a way of life. It is how we conduct ourselves. Most of the time, our walk does not display our testimony. Our confessions say one thing, but our walk says something totally different. Our walk as believers are well defined in the Word. We are to pursue a course or way of life that is reflective of the kingdom from which we come from. I know we like to say that we were born here and we die here, but the devil is a liar.
Amen.
The Bible says in the book of Ephesians that I was with him before the very foundations of the world. And if I was with him before, that means he sent me here at a specific time for a specific purpose. And after I got here in the earth realm, his purpose was supposed to come into manifestation. Then when I fulfill that purpose, I then die in the earth, in the body, but my spirit goes back to be with him.
That's right.
Oh, maybe you were just born in 19 whatever, but I was born before my spirit, my soul was with God before I ever got here. Touch your neighbor and say, my birthday is older than what you think. You better believe I'm older than what you think.
That's right.
It's amazing that sometimes we limit ourselves to just being here in the earth realm, but when you realize I was with him, and when I was